Welcome to Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario for Week 3 of the Arena Lacrosse League, a Friday nighter featuring the Paris Riverwolves and the Brampton Express. Hello, lacrosse fans. Lance Wynn working alongside my broadcast partner, the legendary Blair Campbell. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Let's get right to our starting goalies. First, for the visitors from Paris, it'll be the veteran, Nolan Clayton. He comes in making his first start of the season. And for Brampton, Lucas Nagy. 5.10 goals against average, .891 save percentage. Head coaches for the Riverwolves in his sixth season, it's Jamie Dubrick. And for the Express, Jeff Dowling is the head coach, his first at the helm. He's joined by assistants Todd Wilfong, Dylan Evans, and Kevin Haynes. Officials for today's game, Joel Furman is the crew chief. He's joined by Mark Smith and Jacob Singleton, making his Arena Lacrosse League officiating debut. And as we get right underway here, two teams come in, Blair, 0-1 records. They've only played one game each, despite it being Week 3. What do you think we're going to see here on the carpet?
I'm pretty sure Brampton's 1-0.
Sorry, 1-0. I apologize. Big win in their first game over Peterborough. You're right, as Davis Prince with a quick shot there. Rebound picked up. Fresh clock for Paris.
Well, I had a long chat with Jamie Dubrick before the game, and Jamie is like he says to me, he says, our team's decimated. He said, I've lost 9 players. He says, I'm working by myself. I've got no other coaches. So he says, like for me, he said, I just want to work on our biggest thing we got a key on is transition.
Well, that is going to be a big key there, and we know that Jamie Dubrick has certainly had his challenges this season as Paris will retain possession. Eddie Renault now working. Jonah Beam all over him. And a delayed penalty coming to the Express. Rebound picked up. Nagy will snag it, and an early power play opportunity for the Paris Riverwolves.
Too many men on the floor.
So a too many men on the floor. Of course, it was Brampton winners 18-5 over Peterborough in Week 1. Paris lost a tough one to Toronto 14-12. That also in Week 1. So thank you for correcting me, partner. You're absolutely right.
The funny part is, out of all of this right now, the one key that I got from Jeff Dowling was stay out of the penalty box.
Sure enough, and power play working at a 63% efficiency rate for the Riverwolves. And looking down low, hit late, trying to up and tuck that over the top was Eric Lemaire. They'll swing it back around to Young. Young will work it to Prince on the right side. They'll work that side. Plenty of time in the shot clock. Sidearm steered aside by Nagy. Stays in play. Renault will get a fresh clock now for the Riverwolves. Box collapsed inside the dotted circle as the Riverwolves will inch their way in, look for a gap, and try to get off a good shot. Young gaps it, swings it over. Renault's bounce shot stopped. Nagy's got it. Got a man down the floor. He'll let it rip. Almost on target to Beam. Ryan Campbell out there fishing for it, and there's going to be a too many men call here. This time it's going to go to the Riverwolves, so that's going to nullify the final minute of the Paris power play.
Well, I know it's early in the broadcast, so I'll get this in now, but my wife and I spent the month of November down in a place called the Villages in Florida, and a very good friend of mine by the name of Dave Horseman said he was going to be listening to the game tonight, so I wanted to throw a shout out to him and say hi.
Excellent. Hey, there's a bullet right there as Sunderland took the sidearm and pocketed that one. So an early 1-0 lead for the Brampton Express.
Yeah, and we went through this the last game. Here we go again. This shot must have come from pretty close to 35, 40 feet out. Those are shots you got to have as a goaltender. You just got to.
Well, we know you're tough. That is Sunderland's second goal of the season, first of the game. And, of course, Zach Sunderland making this his first year in the Arena Lacrosse League. Thomas McDonald will start things off on the right side for the Express. They didn't waste any time. Gauge board out there, of course. Board played his first 5 seasons with the Oshawa Outlaws. Rebound picked up. Here come the Riverwolves. And it's King. King and Jamie McMahon, 2-on-1. King goes to the side. Can't score. Beat Nagy there. Rebound picked up by the Express. And they'll look to get it over the timeline. It's Board. Board will bounce off another check and get it to Chullen. Jamitski trying to make a move. Good defense there. Good switching by the Paris defenders. Campbell, wrong stick side, on target. Stopped though by Clayton. Rebound now. Digging for it was Agus. Still loose on those sideboards, and loose ball picked up by the Riverwolves. 11.5 to go here, quarter number 1.
Well, I got to admit one thing. These black uniforms are a lot easier to see the numbers on the Brampton team. A lot easier.
You're right about that. I have to agree with you, and good hard hit there as down goes Dawson Brown. I'm not sure that was from behind, Blair. I think it caught him on the side more so.
I thought it was 10 seconds over the hug.
Oh, you're talking about, I see. But there's another one, and blink of an eye, we're all tied at 1.
That's the zone that they were saying they got to close down. Can't let these guys in on that crease.
So Dawson Brown gets in the score column. I stand corrected. That's Andrew Rybka. So Rybka picks up his first. And we're all tied at 1. 16 seconds left in the Paris penalty, so that's a short-handed marker for the Riverwolves. And now Brampton will catch the tail end here of this power play. Team's back to full strength. Ryan Campbell. I don't want to say there's some similarities in that name, my broadcast partner, but that's his 6th goal of the season in just 2 games. So I tell you, he is a flamethrower, that young fella.
Young fella. Second oldest guy in the team. Probably the only guy older than him is Brock Boyle.
Listen, if I catch you being jelly about the guy, I'm going to have to step in. Okay.
What I got to say is he wound up, he knew the penalty was over, got into that little dotted circle outside the lineup line, and once he let the shot go, he kind of looked towards the bench. He was like, see, I told you.
Well, the thing was, is I saw him. There's a violation, time violation. Good defense by Paris. Luke Van Scheppen. Well, prior to the game in warm-up, Van Scheppen, dipsy doodle, big save there by Nagy. And Scheppen with a sweet move there to split 2 defenders. And Ryan Campbell was working on that underhand in warm-up, and he was pretty accurate. So good to see. Practice does make perfect.
Apparently, Paul taught him that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was told.
Listen, will you stay away from that, okay? Just stay away from that, okay? Young, looking for an opening, working the half boards. Curls back out, looking for some help. Takes a couple checks, gets some help from Renault. Goes high over the net wide, picks up the rebound. Under 10 on the shot clock, trying to crease dive, and King got the reach, but couldn't find a hole. And the Express now will counter the other way with Sutherland. Sutherland came in, he picked up his 2nd goal of the season. He's got 6 helpers as well. Looking on that right side, kick it back to Geoffroy. Geoffroy trying to elude a defender there, can't get free. Chullen now goes to the bounce, stopped though by Clayton. He'll pick that up. Nolan Clayton will look to zip that out, and he does. We're under 10 minutes to go here. That pass picked off. He'll advise Express now with a chance here. Trailing 2-1. Just kicking off week 3 here in the Arena Lacrosse League. 2 more games tomorrow, one in Oshawa, one at the track, and then another doubleheader at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena Sunday, 1 and 4 p.m. Time winding down in shot clock. Gonna have to hurry. Got it on target. Rebound almost scooped up by Seamus Shanahan, but instead Riverwolves, being as gracious as you can be, give it right back with a turnover.
Here, you take it. I don't want it.
Shanahan's going to stay out there. Ryan Campbell's going to come in quarterback this offensive set. Geoffroy joins him. He'll slide on over to that left side shooter spot. They'll work it on the right. Sunderland gets a step wide of the mark. Rebound picked up, and here come the Riverwolves. Big Clofer got in tight, but Nagy made that one look easy, and now it's Van Scheppen. So a Van Scheppen on each side of the floor here. That underhand, good save by Clayton as he closed up the wickets.
One thing I've noticed already, Lance, so far is there's been a lot more ball movement, quicker ball movement and foot movement by the Brampton team offensively than there was the last game.
I agree, and I think we're going to see as a good bounce shot there, as I've got Andy Campbell on my list, but that looks like Elvin's number. So I'm going to go with Andy Campbell.
Well, it does say Elvin on the back.
But I'm pretty sure it's Andy Campbell, and a 3-1 lead for Paris. So let me ask you, Blair, an 18-5 win in game one by Brampton. Do you think that they have maybe, with the week off, do you think that maybe they're just not as sharp as they could be, or do you find that maybe you get into a little bit of a lull after you put up so many goals?
Well, I think you can have a combination of the both of them, and I think the biggest key is to get into the game early and try to get your strengths back and get going. I know I talked to Ryan last night. They had a good practice. He said it was nice to get a good sweat in. But on the other side of the coin, Paris hasn't played in 2 weeks either.
Geoffroy, he's going to tee that up. That goes off the defender. And so no reset, 10 on the shot clock. Campbell's going to swing it around, Sunderland right side. He's going to let that go. Good save by Clayton. Rebound almost picked up, and it was. Flipped over. Geoffroy in tight. Big save. So Nolan Clayton, and he certainly is not as crew chief Joel Furman goes down. And if you know Nolan Clayton, he is not afraid to protect his creased area, that's for sure.
And the funny part of that is the guy didn't really come anywhere near him. Like, he barely stepped in the crease, but, I mean, that's one of those things where pick and choose your spots.
Well, Mitchell Geoffroy was in the middle of that, but I certainly don't think there was any ill intent there. It didn't look that way, as you can take a look here, but Mark DeBrone, you got to back your guys, and he's certainly protecting his goalie. So he will spend 2 minutes in the box, and the Express will get their second power play of the game, and we will get our first TV timeout of this game, and we will take a quick break. Welcome back to Memorial Arena. Lance Wynn, Blair Campbell, glad to have you with us here. 6:45 to go, opening quarter. Tied 2-2. As Andrew Rybka and Andy Campbell have scored for the Riverwolves. Ryan Campbell and Zach Sunderland have answered for the Express. And now second power play opportunity for Brampton as they come in, and they need some improvement, just 33% on their power play. Ryan Campbell at the top, and there's no way that that's going to going to work at all, as that's going to be a penalty.
And he knew it, and he looked right down at him. Like, that was definitely not intentional in any way, shape, or form. He tried to set a pick, and it just, as soon as it made contact with the helmet, it was like, uh-oh. Nope. Yep. I'm going.
Well, there wasn't a peep out of anyone,
nope.
Quite frankly. As the Express now, the man short situation. Paris goes back to work. So 5-on-5 here. Sorry, 4-on-4 here. Give and go, nothing doing there. Picked off. Carte. 2-on-1 now. Board. Horsley. Big save by Clayton. So how about Nolan Clayton standing tall early on, as Agus will get it up and they will lug it over the timeline. Wrong stick side. Kick it over. Peel out by Lemaire. He'll get it back to Woodland. They'll swing it around to Eddie Renault. Renault looking for an opening, gets a screen, goes to the overhand, stopped by Nagy. He'll scoop that up, and the outlet, a floater, will get them up over the timeline. Ryan Campbell had an opening, but got picked up quick on the D. Sutherland will swing it over. Campbell, 1-on-1, got some room to operate, peels back out. Switches hands, and he'll switch back. Looking for an opening. 5 on the shot clock. Going to have to hurry here. Campbell going to have to make a move. Gets the shot on net. Steered aside. Joffroy digging for that loose ball in that half circle. Still loose. And it's picked up by Agus. Good job by the veteran, Hunter Agus. As he, again, his 6th season in the Arena Lacrosse League. Campbell leaning in, using his size. Quick shot wide of the mark. Rebound picked up by Board. Board, he'll move it up in a hurry. Van Scheppen doesn't see the man coming out of the penalty box. Has it stripped, but manages to recover. Fighting the timeline, gets it to Gillis. Gillis will swing it down and around. Other penalty over teams back to full strength. Just under 4.5 to go here, opening quarter. Ball loose. Jermitsky in that corner. Battling with 2 Riverwolves. Smith in there, and the Express come away with it but run out of time. So a valiant effort goes for naught. And possession now to Jamie McMahon and the Riverwolves. Woodland. Sorry, Woodland's shirt there, but I got Kyle Dawson. And that certainly looks like Dawson as he was taken down, cutting through the middle. Ball loose now. Boyle digging for it. Following up on that is Jordan Aki. Aki, wrong stick side. He'll think better of it. Get it back to the top. Sutherland waits for Campbell. Campbell on the fly. Gets the bouncer. Ryan Campbell one more time. Second goal of the game. 3-2 Brampton.
Well, I've seen that kid play for a lot of years, and when he gets ahead of steam like that, up going through that middle, and nobody's getting in front of him, that ball's going in the net. There's no question about it. If it doesn't go in the net, it'll be a darn good shot on the net. But, I mean, he picked that, took him to the far side and put it back where he was coming from.
Well, anytime he gets in that dotted half circle, he is a danger. And his shooting percentage goes way up. The fact that he can score from well outside the dot and right at the draw, and Nolan Clayton rebound. Loose there, picked up by Beam. And the Express now battling for it. Board, he'll bring it out and reset. So a good job by the Express getting on those loose balls. Chellin out there with Shanahan. Filtering through is Sam Postma as well. Shanahan swinging around left side. Campbell, another good shot on target. Hustles in for the loose ball. And it's Shanahan. Shanahan working his way to the net, tried to dump it down on the crease. Instead it's picked up, but it's Agus. Agus, with Campbell draped all over him, manages to create the turnover. And now the Express will work with a fresh clock. Joffroy. Jordan Gillis out there as well. Sutherland, good move up down, but Clayton read that. Perfectly shrugged his shoulders, make the save. fresh clock and through the crease. And once again, you see Watson seems to be in the middle of pretty much a little of everything.
I'm not quite sure who that was that wound up that faked the shot, but I think he better hand the defender back his cup because he sure took it off of him. Wow. He sold that shot.
Rybka swings it over. Davis Prince. Prince gonna let that go behind the net and the crease dive. That was well executed and a beauty. And the only one in the league that can finish like that on the regular is Kyle Dawson, and he does.
What made this play work was selling the shot. He wound up like he was going to take the shot, and everybody bought it. And he just played the ball to the guy behind the net.
Well executed. Put a little extra on it. Sailed it high. Everyone thought it was going to go off the boards and wide. Van Scheppen draws a crowd there as the Express swarm and forced a turnover as we're under 2 minutes to go here, opening quarter. We are tied at 3. Campbell working on the left side. He'll swing around, goes to the side. I'm on target. Rebound, Gillis. Another good save by Clayton. So Nolan Clayton guarding between those pipes, but going to have to hurry as a big hit there and almost an 8-second count as the big man works his way across the timeline, and it's Prince. They'll work it right side. Dump it around, kick it back over, and teeing that up. Looks like it went off the goaltender and then out of play.
It hit the metal bar right above the door for the Zamboni machine.
So Campbell with a good shot. Better save. Fresh 30 here for the Riverwolves. Woodland. And I apologize. That's Dawson in there, and that looked like as Carte is going to stroll to the penalty box. And he's going to give Paris their third power play opportunity of the quarter.
Roughing call.
I think a good stiff forearm into the face will warrant a 2-minute penalty. Final minute here of quarter number 1. Renault out there with Young. Prince zipped that off, looking for Dawson down low. Caught in the corner, though, is Lemaire, and he's taken down. Good defense. Prince looking for an opening. 10 on the shot clock. Back down, and getting worked over is Lemaire. And that's going to be a shot clock violation as Dawson ran into a bit of a wall there. 32 seconds left now. Express looking to capitalize here. Trying to hold for the final shot. Just a 2-second differential shot in game clock. Shanahan, quick swing over to the right side. Nothing doing. Good collapsing defense. 10 on the game clock. Gonna have to hurry. Zipped over. Jamitski can't handle it. Good defense there. And that's gonna do it as 15 minutes are in the books, and an entertaining 15 minutes here, Mr. Campbell.
There's a little bit of extra stick work going on behind the plays here. But I'll tell you one thing, Brampton has to do for the remainder of this game, or at least get it started in the second quarter, and that's get some penetration. Everything's coming from outside.
We will be back with quarter number 2 after the short break. Welcome back to Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario, as we get set for quarter number 2. 3-3 tie, Paris and Brampton. And when we talk about some of the changes to the rosters, of course, the Express, Blair being an expansion team, a new team in the Arena Lacrosse League. Paris, with its challenges similar to Peterborough and some of the other teams in the league where roster changes. What kind of adjustments do you have to make as a coach when you're faced with that kind of challenge?
Well, first thing you got to look at is you got to deal with what talent you've got and figure out how to work your game plan around that talent. And you really got to feel for Dubrick because he's doing it by himself. Like, he's got nobody else helping him. So not only has he had to look after the roster, the equipment, everything, and then he's got to figure out what he's got and who he's got to do it with.
Yes, so power play continues. 35 seconds left. Eddie Renault working that side with Dawson. Young also out there. Big shot from Prince, but that went off a leg. Rebound picked up, and Dawson almost pocketed that offensive rebound. Couldn't do it. Outlet to Gage Board. Gage Board one-on-one with Hunter Agus. Agus will wait. Board in no rush, looking to kill the remaining 10 seconds of the penalty. Board working around Watson, weaving his way, DeBrone weaving his way through. Got to shoot it. Shot clock violation, so great job by the captain in killing the remainder of that penalty now, and the Riverwolves will bring it to the offensive end. Dawson Brown out there. He'll give it off to Lemaire. Lemaire look for an opening, dodges back in, goes to the bounce, rebound. Nagy, 2 big saves. Oh, get the shoulders up, and Boyle now going to try to track down this loose ball deep in the offensive end, waiting for some help. Van Scheppen on him. He'll pull it right back out. He'll retreat to the bench. Gillis now will work on offense, and it's Geoffroy. Geoffroy off the post. So good overhand. And that beat Nolan Clayton, didn't beat the iron. Fresh 30. Sutherland, give and go. Diving, what a hand save made by Clayton. Boy, reach out and touch someone right there. As
that was a great move to get by the defender, that one step to the inside and around to the out. Unfortunate that he made the crease contact.
Marley Angus. No look pass. Eddie Renault tried to steer that in the far corner. Couldn't find the mark. And now getting out of trouble and working his way out is Aki. And Salfish, kick over. Chullen, 1-2. What a save by Clayton. My, oh my, he slid over to cover that far side to make a great save. Agus over the timeline. Peels back out, tough pass to handle. And now numbers. If the Express can corral it, they can't. Nolan Ruffy out there in his first year in the Arena Lacrosse League. Express now to work on offense. Shanahan, flip. Campbell, Shanahan shot. Beauty, give and go, rebound, Board! So Gage Board on the doorstep. Picks up that loose ball and pockets his first of the game.
There was actually 3 really good moves in there that were even before this goal was scored. The pick that was made, and the defender didn't slide, and Ryan found the guy right down in the crease wide open, and then Board come in and picked up the rebound, and they're leaving Clayton like he's on his own out there. You can't do that.
Awfully tough on the goaltender when someone of Gage Board's caliber gets in that close. And it will not work in the goaltender's favor, and a turnover now. It's going to be Board. Jonah Beam couldn't get a good shot off, and that's going to go out of play. Possession to Paris. Beam with his own forechecking. And they're going to have to hurry. Only got 2 seconds, and they don't get it over the timeline. So Aiden Pennicombe got to be a little more clock aware as, again, Burke down with the steal. And here come the Riverwolves, wrong stick side. Rybka, he'll peel back out. Good job by Rybka. And you know that important work of the transition players, Blair, sometimes goes unnoticed.
Yes, 100%, and that's something that, as a player, you've got to be able to hang on to this ball. You can't be giving it away back over like that. It's almost like coming down with 25 seconds to go on a shot clock and taking a shot from 35 feet out. You don't do that.
Jamie McMahon gets out of trouble, and he'll work it over to Dawson. Dawson will swing it down. Van Scheppen, he'll survey the situation, look to make a move. Diving! So how about Van Scheppen? Crafty earlier with a couple of good moves. This time he finds the mark.
You got one very upset. I think Kalen Martin was absolutely screaming at the referee that he was in the crease. But, I mean, we might get a better look at it right here. Once he beats him going down low. No, he wasn't in the crease. Nowhere near it.
Well, are you playing defense or are you watching the guy's feet? I'm just curious, because if you're an offensive player and a defender's watching your feet, you should be able to run by him pretty quick, Blair, I would think. And a quick answer by the Express as Kalen Martin off the draw answers, and we're tied 4-4.
That was great work along the central or neutral zone in here, picking up the loose ball. Great work, couple of nice picks set, and then Board fed him right down the middle. What a great shot. Wow.
Even wrong stick side, but I tell you, Gage Board, boy, he sure does a lot of those little things, Blair, that make a team go.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason he's wearing a C in his sweater, too.
Agree. Off the draw. Angus. And Van Scheppen will set things up. And they'll swing it around left side. Dump it down looking for Dawson. Instead, it's picked up. Tiptoeing around that timeline's Lemaire. He'll find it back out. Renault, he'll get the bounce shot on target to reset the clock. But Nagy will keep that in the pads and move it up. 5-4 in favor of the Express as we are at 9.5. Board. Sorry, Campbell tried to go top corner, just missed it.
I think the defender just got enough of his arm that he couldn't pull it down.
Got to hustle to get it over the timeline, and one more time, Riverwolves will turn it over. Chellin out there with Shanahan. Sunderland will peel off to that right side, and that's where they'll work it. 10 on the shot clock. Shanahan, no look pass. Doesn't find the mark, and back the other way comes Nolan Ruddy. Ruddy got hit. Shanahan handled him well, forced a turnover. Josh Medeiros, they'll move it up. Carte! Good save by Clayton as he closed up the wickets on Duncan Carte. Paris now will set things up. They'll work it all the way out on that right side. Davis Prince, 10 on the shot clock. Kickstart the offense. Can't connect with the first pass to Dawson Brown. Recovers, gonna have to hurry now. Shot clock winding down. Shot on. Nagy made himself big, made the save. Trouble though, as working in traffic but getting away with it was Jonah Beam. Quick pass, underhand, stopped by Clayton. Rebound picked up, fresh clock. So an accurate underhand by Sutherland, not able to find the hole between the wickets, and a turnover, and that should take us to our officials' timeout, but we're going to get a penalty call, too many on the floor. So
I only counted 5.
Well, you already know my counter is already off today. So it looks like the penalty is going to go to the Express for too many on the floor. That will give Paris their 4th power play opportunity of the game, 0 for 3 to this point.
And it's not a stat that's going to stay that way, so you better stop giving them the power plays.
You can see Dawson working the top. They extend that defense, push it out. Eddie Renault fakes that, went to the far corner, but Nagy closed that off. Boy, Nagy's a big target. He fills up a lot of that net. Board. He'll think better of it, peel out. And the Express now will look to burn some clock. Thomas McDonald.
Oh.
McDonald, the double team, tries to split the two, gets it taken away, but too much extra Carrick. And that's going to take us to, it was the second time I said it's going to take us to our TV timeout. We'll see if it is this time.
Yes,
and
it is.
It certainly is. So
And,
just under 7 minutes to go here. Blair, what are your thoughts so far here in a very tightly contested game?
Well, it looks like last shot's going to win it the way this is going, but nobody can seem to take that momentum and get any distance between them. And I think from what I've seen so far, it almost looks like Brampton has the edge in the offensive time zone or offensive zone, and moving the ball, playing the ball. They're getting their people around. Paris is like, there's not a lot of movement on Paris. There's not a lot of, everything's like around perimeter. So it's something that's got to get, I think Jamie's got to, Coach Dubrick's got his work cut out for him at the best of times, but I mean, he's got to sit down and get these guys moving. And I think in reality, the one thing he said to me that he wanted to see was the transition game for them working. And I think right now it is working pretty good. He's got them coming in and out the doors, defense to offense, offense to defense. So there's not a lot of problems in that aspect with him, I don't think.
So just some things got to get smoothed out, but definitely a huge challenge for Jamie Dubrick and company, as is for a few teams in the Arena Lacrosse League, but that's part of what makes our coaches geniuses. Play back underway here, and double team again on Sunderland, and Van Scheppen forces the turnover, and Paris now will bring it up over the timeline. A minute left in the Paris power play. Prince out there with Dawson, Renault, and filtering out there late is Lemaire on that right side. Angus, and a quick shot by Lemaire. Rebound picked up, gets his offensive rebound. Good hit, landed on the crease. So here come the Express now, and pulling up his board. Board will wait for some of his penalty killers, including Sutherland. And I tell you, Sutherland fearless. He's not afraid to draw that double team. As he goes to the underneath move and a bounce. Good save. Another big one by Nolan Clayton. Arrest that man.
Great saves.
Beauty saves by Clayton to keep this a one-goal game. And penalty over now. Team's back to full strength. Renault still going. It looks like that may have trickled in, but it didn't, as you see crew chief Joel Furman right there, and it's board now. Dumps it over. And another easy looking save. Rebound, another one by Clayton. Boy, Nolan Clayton. And Sam Postma's going to be shaking his head just a bit on that hand save by Clayton. Dawson Brown, he's going to work things on that right side, half boards. Goes to the bounce. Nagy had that angle covered, finds it there. And now Brampton will move it up in a hurry. Flip back. McDonald raced for it, but instead it was Agus that picked it up. Hunter Agus going to move it up quick. In transition, trying to sweep it low, but Nagy with the toe save. And back the other way come the Express out of the back door. Chullen wide of the mark. Van Scheppen. And looks like we're going to have a
checking from behind, power play.
Checking from behind's the call. As Nolan Ruddy, the guilty party. So for the third time in this ball game, as you can see there, that late hit. So an excellent call. 0 for 2 with a man advantage are the Express, and they'll go back to work. And just like that, how about it? As Brampton continues to fight back, and we are tied 5-5.
This is something that you and I have talked about this a lot. I've said it. You got to get the ball moving on the power play. You can't let it sit there in somebody's stick for 2 or 3 seconds. You got to get the defense moving, get the goalie going back and forth across his.
So Mitchell Joffroy with the power play marker for the Express. And now it's Jonah Beam, wrong stick side, kicks it over. Board! Gage board, and they're going to say Beam was in the crease when the ball crossed the goal line, so possession will go up the other way. Trying to capitalize. Dawson! Good save by Nagy. Rebound. Dawson! And he tucks it up and over Nagy. So Kyle Dawson, one of the best athletes in the Arena Lacrosse League, pockets, and it's a 6-4 lead.
And I was watching Nagy there. He's not a happy camper at his defense. Those guys, he's like, I made the first save, guys. You should have had this ball. There's no way. Somebody's got to pick him up, and there was 3 guys standing right there, and not one of them did a thing.
Whole lot of spectating going on, not a whole lot of defense being played, and sorry, we've got a 6-5 game as Paris clearly will not go away quietly, and the Express now back to work on offense. And a quick pass and finish, and sometimes you just got to go to the bounce shot, Blair. That's your money in the bank.
More importantly, you've got to get that quick stick. You get the ball. Board did a great job getting the ball to the guy cutting through the middle, and he didn't hesitate. Didn't hesitate. Made his turn, 1 step, shot, done.
Well, that's what happens when you got a playmaker that can find the open man. As you see there, that quick one and a good finish by Michael Chullen. So the Express now back to work on offense. Largest lead of this game, 7-5, and Nolan Clayton was stopping everything that he saw. Not so much now as Ryan Campbell on the board for his 3rd of the game.
And once again, there was a great situation where Ryan's wide open cutting through the middle, but Kevin Board sensed the guy behind him was there. But Ryan was smart enough to stop at the dotted line, make the turn with nobody on him, and Board gave him the ball, and there you go.
So not quite sure, but Nolan Clayton's taking his own timeout just to settle himself down. And now, Blair, the last 3 goals we've seen scored on Clayton have been bounce shots. Is that something that you think the Express should continue to do?
Well, it's not. it's not one of those things that you can say 100% because these goalies, they can go hot and cold. All of a sudden they'll start going to the bounce shot and they'll shut her down. And then all of a sudden you got to go start going back up high again. But, I mean, if that's what's happening right now, use it to your advantage.
Sounds like a plan as that ball's loose. Express now winning all the loose ball battles, and they'll work it up on offense. Cullen swinging around. They'll work it to Board. Board. Kick it over. Sutherland's got an opening, got some room. Goes to the underhand. Good save by Clayton. And again, too much filtering in towards that creased area. And these two combatants are look like really one was a lot more game to go than the other. And so you take a look there, and taking exception was Jacob Johnson.
I understand wanting to protect your goalie, but this is getting a little bit ridiculous when a guy puts a foot in the crease, because he sure didn't have much in that crease.
I would have to agree with you there, and I think they'll both go off with incidental penalties, but just understand we don't really condone the fighting here in the Arena Lacrosse League. We feel that these young men have more to offer to the game than necessarily the fisticuffs. They also have to work for a living as well. So we'd like to make sure that any injuries that occur are game related and not combat related.
Oh, they got it. Paris got an extra 2.
So that could be the aggressor penalty that it looked like we saw there. As you can see, Johnson was quick to toss the helmet and the gloves and ready to go. So Brampton again will have another power play opportunity. They are 1 for 3 with the man advantage. And just getting some clarification as to what went on. So Joel Furman and Jamie Dubrick got things settled, and here we go. Campbell at the top. Geoffroy on that left side. They'll work it there. Sutherland on the right shooter spot, and they'll give everyone a touch. Looks like Lemaire down there on that crease, and they'll filter in. Sutherland interchange. Tough pass. Jerminski does a good job to haul it in. 10 on the shot clock. Campbell swings it over. Sutherland's going to get a shot wide of the mark, and that goes out of play. So the question is, did it touch anything? And that's a tough call for the officials. And it looks like it's going to be possession to Paris. Didn't touch anyone.
Whoa.
Riverwolves going to try to move it up quick. Newbro has got Angus with him. Too much bounce to the ounce there, as that one went up out of play. Possession back to the Express. And another chance here with the man advantage. Same power play unit out there. Geoffroy, though, is going to take the top. Work that left side. Campbell sliding over to that left shooter spot. Inching on the interchange. Size it up. Clayton, and a rebound picked up by Jerminski. Good job there. Heads up play, and another power play goal for the Express. Sam Jerminski making in the Arena Lacrosse League for the first time, and good reflexes, good hands there. Didn't waste any time picking up that loose ball.
Seems like we just made the comment that nobody seems to be wanting to put any distance between them, and all of a sudden,
a little distance.
A little bit.
Off the draw. And ball still loose, scrum still ensues. And battling for it was DeBrome, but instead Brampton, Sutherland in alone, and no chance for Nolan Clayton there. As Sutherland caught a beauty pass on the cut and went in wide open.
The old sucker play. They just lull them to death over on the top, on the far side, and get the change in and let the guy sneak down the side, and nobody picks him up.
You can see Sutherland as he inches his way in, and boy, I tell you, does a good job moving without the ball. And good hands there to pick that one up. That was Jerminski's goal. Sutherland has 2 in this ball game, and in a blink of an eye, it's a 10-5 game. Off the draw, possession to Paris with 1.5 minutes to go. Campbell teed that one up, put a lot on it, nothing doing there. Kyle Dawson battling for it. Van Scheppen in there, and ball will go into the crease. Excuse me. Campbell tried, but Nagy, with
great save.
Great pad save, stuck that leg out, kept it out of the net.
What's that old saying? Kick, save, and a beauty.
That is that an old saying or a new saying?
Well, it must be old if I know it.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to say that, but you're right, and I am glad you did say it. Looks like going to be a penalty, and the penalty is going to go to another newcomer, Malcolm Ford. Of course, Malcolm Ford, uncle is Dwayne Ford, TSN, CFL. Dad is Daryl Ford. Happen to be related. Funny how that happened.
You just amazed me. I didn't think your brain could think that far back.
Me neither, but you know what? Sometimes I surprise a lot of people, Blair. You really would be surprised. Power play continues here, and ball loose. Over and back's the call, so possession going to go to Paris. 36 seconds here, and if they can get something here, maybe a little bit of momentum, Blair.
Yeah, they really do have to get something here with the man down to get them back into this game. But, I mean, it looks like they're being content playing around the outside.
Dawson looking for an opening. He gets double teamed. Dump off Van Scheppen, wasn't expecting the pass. Couldn't corral it. And Brampton now with time winding down. See if they try to advance it or if they pull it out and wait. They're going to go for the last shot. Geoffroy takes it, and Clayton steers that away.
Hit the inside of the post.
Close but no cigar. 30 minutes in the books here at Brampton Memorial Arena. 10-5 the score. We'll be back after the short break.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the carpet here at Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario. You are watching Week 3 action in the Arena Lacrosse League. Paris Riverwolves and the Brampton Express. Brampton leading this one 10-5. And they will start this third quarter with 1:08 left in their power play opportunity. 2 for 4 with the man advantage. And just wonder, what are some of the things that you noticed first from the Express in the first half, Blair?
I'm sorry I missed that 3.
Sorry, what did you notice as far as just overall from the Express in the first half?
Well, as I said, they're starting to get some legs, and that 2 weeks off is kind of showing. I think they're pulling their legs back up now. They still got to they're getting a little more penetration than what Paris is, but they've got to get some more penetration into the middle if they want to keep the scoring going the way they're going.
Now, on the flip side, what do you think Paris has to do to get back in this ball game?
First thing they got to do is stay out of the penalty box.
Well, and that was one of the keys you said right off the top, right? And
I think the second thing they've got to do is they've got to quit relying on this big shot and get some penetration, get some cuts through the middle. Like, make your north-south, create your east-west move opportunities.
Express now working around, 15 left in the penalty. Campbell slides it over. Good passing, tic-tac, and it rolls in.
Oh, yeah, that went in.
So a beauty finish on the three-way pass play. And the Express make it look easy, pick up their third power play marker of the game.
That's that nice, blind, no-look pass that you and I talked about last week from the top of the power play down to the one crease. And sells the shot right across, bang, bang. Neither one was in the stick for any longer than about a half a second.
And I tell you,
that's the way it's got to go.
Doesn't take much. I'm not quite sure who picked up that goal, Blair. Maybe you can help me with your good eye. But either way, it's an 11-5, and off the draw, Paris Van Scheppen wasn't able to get it over, and Uh-oh is right. If that's... Looks like it's Andrew Rybka. I'm not quite sure what happened, as it happened behind the play.
That's a knee, and he's in a lot of pain.
He is, and take a look at the replay here. So not sure. And you can see right there, it buckled there, and that was the unfortunate thing.
And that buckled the wrong way.
Yeah, that's a tough one. We have to, and of course, it's not like Jamie Dubrick needs another challenge to add to his already full plate. Rybka, of course, one of the players instrumental on this team. And fortunately,
it looks like he's looking at the patella tendon, which is the tendon that runs from the kneecap down to the shin. It's what he's playing with down there.
Well, I'm just glad that now that you got your certificate from med school, that you're able to diagnose that from way up here.
Hang on.
I'm just impressed.
16 knee surgeries and replacements.
16? You only got 2 knees, bro.
16 knee surgeries, 2 and both replaced. So let's think
so
about
you're
that.
telling me that you're well versed in.
Well versed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not smart.
Well
versed.
Yeah, as long as we said well versed, okay.
I'm a wily veteran.
Oh, you're wily, all right. Now that's being nice. Give our viewers just a heads up about the rest of Week 3 in the Arena Lacrosse League. Tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Children's Arena. It will be the Oshawa Outlaws taking on the Whitby Steelhawks, 2 teams unbeaten, 2-0. Then the Peterborough Timbermen will travel to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center for a date with the Monarchs. That tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. And then a doubleheader on Sunday, as good to see some movement there from Rybka. Sunday's doubleheader, the Brampton Express will take on the Ohsweken Bears. That at 1 o'clock. Then at 4 o'clock, it'll be these Paris Riverwolves against the defending champion Six Nations Snipers. So that is the All-East schedule. Out west, of course, Sunday you will see the Shooting Eagles and the Blackfish. And second part of that doubleheader, the Grizzlies and the Sea Spray. So good to see Ribka moving well as Ryan Campbell now will take that and inbounds it. Boy, Ryan, I don't know what we're going to do with your dad, young fella. I don't know. But we'll work with it. Express with the offensive rebound. Get a fresh clock. Shanahan dodges one, gets it over. Sunderland looking for an opening, gets it back to Campbell. Can't connect. Ball loose now, and that was incidental, but boy, oh boy, lucky there, as we would have hated to seen anything happen to Mark DeBrone as he went awkwardly into that boards. Paris now back to work. Davis Prince looking for Eddie Renault. He was busy on that left side. Swing it back. Looking for an opening. Dawson Brown. They'll work that right side under 10 on the shot clock. Big King. King kicks it back out. Nothing doing there. Tiptoeing around the crease. Got it out, but it's going to be a reset. So they're going to call a reset on that, and Paris will retain possession here. Prince hasn't been able to find an opening to get that shot off, as he steers that one toward the net. Nagy made that look easy, and a quick outlet heads the back door. Sunderland now working that right side. Zach Sunderland looking for an opening, and he'll kick it back to the top. Sam Postma out there. Sunderland off the post. Ball loose now, and fighting for it was Ruddy. And now getting in and into some trouble there.
Oh, he got that
is
right
DeBrone,
on the hip.
and
there was absolutely nothing wrong with this check. It's just the way he went into the boards. Oh my goodness. It looked originally like, here we go, it looked originally like the check was right on the hip bone.
And that is the case there, as Riverwolves continue to drop here.
I think it's his knee or his ankle that twisted underneath him.
And good to see DeBrone up. And it looks like it's actually the knee without the brace.
Yeah, from the angle we looked at, we couldn't really see his feet because they were blocked out by the Brampton player, but I mean, it was a perfectly clean play. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. It's just one of those things that he went into the boards the wrong way. Yikes. You hate to see that.
And that's a tough break for Mark DeBrone, of course. Brother Bobby, head coach of the Toronto Monarchs. And so the bench for the Riverwolves getting a little smaller for Jamie Dubrick as they trail by 6 here.
Not sure if the bench is getting small. They're going to need another trainer.
Yeah, that's for sure. Van Scheppen looking for Agus. Agus going to try to run it down. Fishing for that loose ball. Battle. And Nagy reached out to try to touch someone. Got a piece of it. And possession to the Express. Horsley bounces off a check. Goes into another. Takes another hit. Does a good job to get it over the timeline. Joffroy teed it up, looking top corner, couldn't find the mark. Alex Q. Kept calling him King, but it's Q. My apologies, big man. As he'll tiptoe around a defender, get it down the right side, kick it back up. Leaning in, Campbell looking for something. Backhand dump off. And not able to capitalize was Kyle Dawson. And now the Express. So Brampton has been in control of this game since midway through the second quarter. They have not faltered, and diving, running out of real estate. So possession will go back up the other way. As we take a look at...
That's a situation right there where Brampton had one right-hand shot and 4 left-hand shots. You got to get the 4 left-hand shots off the right-hand side, isolate them, let them take a one-on-one.
Ruddy got knocked back over the timeline. Possession will go the other way. Sutherland has an opening. Got a step. Thought of it, and Ruddy has no stick. So Sutherland runs around him. Ball loose, picked up, and it's Campbell. He'll send it back out. Chudlin will settle things down. Take a look at the 2 injuries in Ribka and DeBrone, and at least both players are mobile. That's a good sign. Geoffroy sniffing the top corner, nothing doing. Under 10 on the shot clock, gonna have to hurry here. Campbell's just gonna flip that as crease was called. And possession here to the Riverwolves. Gotta be tough to stay in this game, Blair, when you're trailing by 6 and injuries are mounting. Davis Prince tried to tee that one right up, and instead it's picked up. Boyle got tripped up, no call on the play, and Paris will counter the other way. Van Scheppen looking, finds a cutter, knocked down, ball loose, does a good job to get it back. Plenty of time on the shot clock. They'll work it from that left side. Lemaire swinging around, looking for Brown. Kick it back over. Van Scheppen ducks in, tries to dive his way in. Good D by Horsleets. Moved up, and it's Josh Medeiros. Sorry, Jordan, not Josh. My apologies, Jordan. Campbell trailing, zip pass. Give and go, and a good job by Clayton to slide over and cover that short side.
That was a great pass across there, real quick. The look was there.
Campbell, that goes off the post and swatted out. Shanahan keeps it alive. Jermitsky will flip it to Shanahan. He'll bring it back out, fresh clock. Give and go to Campbell, a bit of a suicide pass there. Loose, battling for it. Good job forechecking by Postma. And now it's Q. Q has Renault wide open, gets it to him. Eddie Renault, 1-2. Eddie Renault, where have you been?
Somebody sure got caught with a defensive mishap there, because he snuck off that bench and slid down. He just stayed close to the boards to hide himself, and finally just, hey, I'm here.
First of the game, 4th of the season for Eddie Renault, and I say where have you been because he is a mainstay with the Paris offense. Between him and Kyle Dawson, they are instrumental in keeping these Riverwolves in ball games. Gage Board, he'll peel out. Newbro on him, does a good job defensively, and he's gonna draw a penalty. Delayed penalty gonna come to Gage Board. And Paris now will try to set something up here, trailing 11-6. Angus tries to make a move, peels his way out of there, looks back to the top, one fake and a good save, as gonna be a holding call. And Paris will get their 5th power play opportunity of the game, 1 for 4 with a man advantage.
These are stats that aren't helping either team realistically with what they've done on their power play. It's got to be more consistent than that.
Prince out there on that right side, and not able to get that shot through was Angus. Does a good job though to fight back and get the rebound, get his team another chance. Prince sizing it up, swinging around. Renault goes to the overhand, and they're going to say that caught a stick. Looked just like he had a hook and didn't get anything, as now it's going to be Aki. Aki, no problem legging it over the timeline. Did his job. He'll peel off, head to the bench. And the Express now will try to kill the final minute 20 of the penalty. Double team, and a good job to get it away is Q. And he will bring it over and set things up for the Riverwolves. So still early in the season, Blair. Of course, second game for each of these two teams, and you got to figure if you're Jamie Dubrick, you know you've got a lot of work to do. But where do you start? Do you start by taking some of the positives out of things right now?
You got to take the positives out. You can't go any other way. You've got to, with the players the way they are.
And I'll have to interject there as Marley Angus, a great job, but give credit to Kyle Dawson, who kept that ball alive and was able to give his team a fresh clock and allow them that opportunity to score that goal.
And you make the comment about you play the whistle. Well, I think most of the Brampton players thought that was going to be a time violation, and they just kind of stopped playing.
That seemed to be the case. Second power play marker of the game for Paris, and they've clawed their way back to within 4 off the draw. Tried to go to the bounce, stopped by Nagy. And that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. And we'll just stick with it here, Blair, and continue your thought about, taking the positives.
Well, you really have a situation with Jamie Dubrick that I don't think he has much else that he can do in that situation. He's being a one-man show, but he's really, and there are positives to take out of this, don't get me wrong, but you've said it yourself where they've got their two big guns that really haven't, what have they done for him tonight? And not much. And that's the guys they got to get involved in the game. He's got to find ways to work with the players that they have to understand that these are the players that are going to take us where we want to go. So we've got to get them the ball. So things have to be designed and done around them.
Now, do you think that that's something that Jamie Dubrick is going to need to work on, or it's a bit of a work in progress then?
Yeah, it's a work in progress, but it's also a situation where you've got to work. Looks like somebody got a stick penalty. Jamie's got to find a way, and I don't think the way to do it is on the floor with a practice. It's more of an off-floor situation where you've got your offensive guys sitting down and saying, listen, this is what we want to do. This is where it has to go through. One of these two guys has to touch that ball every offensive sequence. And you've got to get that conversation, talking.
Well, you're right, Blair. Stick violation will give the Riverwolves another power play opportunity. Just come off a successful one, dump it down low, tuck in, nothing doing, couldn't slide that over Lemaire. Good hustle. Paris showing a little bit of life here, tracking down that loose ball. Fresh clock here for the man advantage. Renault working it with Davis. Two-man. Davis looking for an opening. Dump it over, left side, overhand, stopped by Nagy. Going to have to be better than that to beat him. Cutting in and trying to go up, down, but right off the logo was Lemaire. And Nagy up to the task one more time. Michael Pungelli out there. Pungetti. And that possession will go to Paris. Angus. He'll trot around, get it back to Renault at the top. Dawson, give and go! And how about that finish? quick stick finish for Marley Angus. His second of the game, consecutive power play markers. As you can see here, excellent ball movement by the Riverwolves.
Almost looked like a design play where Angus came out from behind the net, and he actually said to somebody, no, don't give me the ball. And he stepped out high and just kind of stood there. And then the ball went low, and nobody from the other side of their box picked him up.
Looks like the Express have taken a little bit of time off here and fallen asleep, but in their defense, it's all about discipline, and right off the bat, backhand stop by Nagy. So Angus got a little jump in his step here, as do the rest of the Riverwolves, trailing now by 3. Loose ball, out, and another big save by Nagy. So a good battle, hard fought, and it's Aki now. Seems like been a while since the ball's been in the defensive end of Paris. Campbell, Sutherland, that one will go off the crossbar and out of play.
Shot.
Starting that on that right side. Campbell, swing it over, Shanahan, he'll survey, gets it back, Campbell. Campbell hesitates, tried to go short side, nothing doing. No reset, plenty of time on the shot clock. Shanahan trying to roll through the middle. Quick stick by Gillis, not able to convert. Takes a hard check, Shanahan in there as well. Ball loose as shot clock winds down. And possession's going to go to Paris. So Paris doing it at both ends of the floor right now. So a bit of a momentum swing, Blair.
Right there, that offensive set was one of the things that we were talking about. Just another dumb penalty right here. But ball movement, player movement. They're getting the things through the middle. They're getting good looks all of a sudden.
Jordan Gillis, guilty party. Third power play of this quarter. 7th in this game. And the Riverwolves have capitalized twice. Prince back out there. Renault. And they need to get Kyle Dawson involved a little more offensively. He's taking a beating in the center there, but not touching the ball. And Gage Board now will look to burn some clock.
You know, Lance, I don't care how much a team is struggling. You can't keep giving them power play opportunities because you're going to allow them back into the game real quick.
That's a good way to give that momentum right back. And Paris now is in this ball game, trailing just by 3. So certainly within striking distance, as Prince now will spearhead the charge. Lemaire out there on that right side. Renault's going to take that. Nagy right where he should be to make that stop look easy. And he zips one the length of the carpet. Couldn't connect, though, with Jonah Beam. And it goes netminder to netminder, and it's Clayton. Under 2.5 to go here. So charging their way back are these Paris Riverwolves, despite injuries and other challenges. Still fighting hard. Quick stick. And how about the finish from Lemaire? So Eric Lemaire on the board. Another power play marker for Paris. That's 3 this quarter.
Great job on selling the pass to the guy cutting through the middle, right there. And it goes by and he hits the guy right on the crease.
Well, give Kyle Dawson some credit to know that his player was wide open on the crease to leave that. And he's just been setting up sort of inside that dotted half circle. And he's been drawing a whole lot of attention. And it's allowed his teammates to pocket a few from the other side, but I think it comes down to with what you said, Blair. Discipline, you got to stay out of the box.
Oh, 100%.
It's now a 2-goal game. You were leading by 5.
6.
Well, 5 at the half, and your largest lead was 6, and now that sure has shriveled up into 2.
And all it's doing is giving Paris momentum.
Almost capitalized one more time in a heartbeat was Angus. And now the Express. Campbell out late, can't find him. And the flip Chullen, they'll get it over to that right side. Under 2 minutes to go here, third quarter. Jamitski, he'll swing it around. And it's Campbell, gets a step. Doesn't have any room. Good help by Newbro as he slid over on the rotation. And they'll dump it down. Gotta hurry. 2 on the shot clock. Trying to crease dive. I don't know how he did that.
That ball definitely went in the net, though.
Was the long arm of the law right there. And boy, give some credit to Jaminski as he looked to reach out and touch someone. Shot clock winding down, and boy.
Oh, he put it off his back.
So a good heads-up play. I don't think Nolan Clayton's seen it and is still looking for it. A big goal there for the Express as they went through a bit of a drought there and had nothing.
He rolled that right down Clayton's back.
Van Scheppen dumps it over. Q can't handle it. Express will run it down and they'll move it up. Board. He'll wait for the rest of the troops. Got to be heads up as Q was coming from behind. Good eyes in the back of the head by the captain. Shanahan will swing it around and they'll work it on that right side. Postma. Sunderland, and a good save by Clayton and a rebound. So Nolan Clayton, sometimes it's all not necessarily about making every save, Blair, but the timely ones are the key ones.
It's kind of a good thing, too, that they blew the whistle with crease violation because that ball actually went in the net.
As Davis Prince battling with Big McDonald, and those two, size-wise, time winding down inside the final minute. Dawson Brown can't get an opening, gonna have to hurry. He definitely couldn't find an opening there. Good solid cross check. And again, Kyle Dawson taking a beating inside that dotted half circle. Time winding down here, third quarter. Express gonna hold for the last shot. Postma! Well, you talk about being quiet. Sam Postma with his second of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time. And in the blink of an eye, Blair, 3-goal, that lead restored.
You know, I'm looking at Clayton between the pipes. He just seems like he's a little bit dejected at this point in time. He's not got that jump in his step that he had at the start of the game.
Body language-wise, I'd have to agree with you there. Beam and Jamie McMahon, and they'll both just work that, and Van Scheppen will get that last shot off. 3 quarters have whizzed on by. We'll be locked and loaded for quarter number 4 when we come back. Welcome back to Memorial Arena here in Brampton, a.k.a. The Barn. Of course, this is one of the longest standings arena, certainly in the province of Ontario and our illustrious country of Canada. You played a few games here.
Standing.
Yes. Well, I know you played a few games in this arena in your day, Mr. Campbell.
Actually, in junior, when I was playing junior, the Brampton team played out of Vic Park.
Okay, but not the outdoor arena, the indoor, correct?
The indoor one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vic Park Arena.
Okay. Well, I know that here at Memorial, there used to be an outdoor box right beside that would sometimes filter through tournaments. So, a lot of history here lacrosse-wise. And that's a beauty try by Davis Prince. Almost executed perfectly, but instead at the other end, a chance. Thinking better of it. And pulling out is Brock Boyle. Offense set to go for the Express, leading this one 13-9. They'll work it around that left side. Geoffroy with a good backhand pass, saved by Clayton, and now the Riverwolves will look to move it up over the timeline. Johnson going to try to steer around Cartier on him. As his gauge board, flip. And it's Marley Angus. Dump it over, and Dawson, big save by Nagy. And it's board, gauge board. Beauty pass to Chellum, but a good toe save there from Clayton. And end to end we go. Thinking better of it and peeling out is Dawson Brown. And he'll wait for the offensive unit for Paris to come on out there. Not able to connect down on that right side. Rebound, loose ball goes to the Express. They'll get it now and they'll move it up. McDonald with a defender on him, takes two, try to swim his way out, dumps it off, and it's Sutherland. He's going to attack, 2-on-1. Sutherland tried to feather that over in the far corner. Shanahan. He'll peel out. Of course, Seamus Shanahan, son of another famous Shanahan. Brian. Of course, Uncle Brendan. As lacrosse has been in that family for a few generations. Now, you would have played against Brian, correct?
Oh, Brian's actually a little younger than me.
Oh, a little younger?
A little.
Well, when did you play?
We still had to go by horse and buggy to get to the games.
That I do. That I do. Okay. But I heard you actually had to carve your own sticks too. Is that right? That's how far back we're going.
No, I actually made my own stick.
That's what I mean. Beautiful passing, but Clayton was right where he should be. Van Sheppen bounces off one, gets it up, and Q takes a hit. Q takes another one. Good stick check in there. So good combined effort defensively by the Express to thwart that opportunity. Geoffroy.
That's a dumb shot.
Tried a tricky move, not quite sure the effectiveness. Newbro goes by Campbell. The wrong stick side, doesn't have the numbers as they continue to kill this penalty. Sixth power play opportunity of the game for the Express, and they've scored 3 times. So efficiency rates going up for both teams with a man advantage, but the PK percentage going down for both. Swing around, Campbell, good overhand, stopped. Loose ball, picked up, and it's Paris now. Trailing by 4, wrong stick side. Bouncing off that is Angus. So there's an Angus and an Agus on this Paris team. As Dawson now gets a step. Tough to handle one-on-one. Dumps it back. Van Sheppen. Too long. Didn't have that much time. And a quick stick check.
Great defensive check right there.
Got to get it out of your stick in a little quicker than that. Campbell at the top here. And Brampton won't be in any rush. They'll look for an opening here and a good shot. And Campbell on the money, rebound picked up. Good stick check there. Jamie McMahon gets it up. Van Scheppen. Good job by the veteran McMahon.
Whoa.
And that's going to be 3 times off the helmet. Penalty over for Paris. And they'll go to work with the man advantage on the delayed penalty call. 6 attackers out there. Dump it back, looking for the crease dive, back out, not able to connect, and there'll be another power play opportunity for the Riverwolves. Eighth power play opportunity of the game for Paris. They have scored 3 times.
I'm watching the penalty box. He's mad at himself. He went in there to put his head down. It was one of those where knew I shouldn't have done that. Again, Paul taught him that.
Well, okay, I'll agree with you with that one. I'll go with you with that one. Prince, swing it. Renault looking for a shot right on the mark. Dawson flip over, and
nice play.
Great play to get that out in a reset. So another chance for the Paris offense. Looking in close as Dawson working in the slot area. Knocked away that loose ball, and another fresh clock for Paris. So again, taking some of the positives, Blair, and despite being undermanned, this Riverwolves team still showing some fight. No look pass off the crossbar. So a beauty give and go. Came up with the iron, but another clock. Nagy standing tall and making a good save. Can't fault Paris. They certainly showing some life.
They're giving it everything they got. There's no quit in them, that's for sure.
Board. He'll get it back and continue to work some clock. 50 seconds left in the man short. Board gets a screen. Swinging around, Sutherland's going to let that go. Underhand well wide of the mark. Gillis had it cleanly, but instead it's going to be Q that picks it up. And he's going to hold off and wait for the offense. 30 seconds left here in this man advantage. Q and Prince on that right side. Renault here with Dawson on the left as that shot stopped by Gillis, certainly not willingly because there's no reset. And good job defensively by Aki to knock the stick, and possession now to the Express. They'll kill the rest of this penalty off. Teams now will be back to full strength. Good change of pace and turn from Postma. Gets it back out. Joffroy is going to have to let that go and not able to pick it up. That's a violation. As Malcolm Ford does a good job to use his physicality, his size and strength there. Possession now to Paris. Prince. And that one well wide of the mark, and that'll be a violation. So a good way to quickly give that ball back is a quick hard shot from the top wide of the mark that caroms over the timeline.
And that's what we've talked about, where you've got to use that shot clock to your advantage.
Give and go, and Campbell ran into a wall, and he'll immediately head to the bench, helmet off. Seems shaken, not stirred, so he's okay. And if you've played lacrosse, you have delivered a hard one and received a hard one. So nothing new to him. Time winding down. That shot well wide of the mark by Postma. And that's going to take us to our final officials timeout of this ball game.
Somebody better get that helmet done up a little better.
Well, we know you better not go down and talk to him. That's all I can say. Okay, so.
Hey, he's got a stick in his hand. I'm not nuts.
Okay. I'm gonna leave all the domestics aside, and 7:06 to go here, and it's a 4-goal game. If you're Jamie Dubrick, what are you telling your guys?
Keep going. Keep going. Press it, press it, press it, press it. Keep going. We've been getting loose balls off them. You got to keep it going. Like, there's no point at this juncture of taking a shift off. You got to take this to the net as often as you can.
Now flip that, and Jeff Dowling, what's he telling his Express guys?
Smarten up. Let's get back to playing lacrosse the way we were playing. Like, we're taking shots with over 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Like, guys, come on. We've got a 4 or 5 goal lead here. Smarten up. Take your time. Use the clock to your advantage.
I'd have to agree with you there as far as with time being on the side of the Express. They certainly haven't been utilizing that advantage to the fullest. Now as we head into money time here with 7 to go, we'll see if they're a little more deliberate offensively, as Paris now will go back to work on offense. Angus, he'll peel out, look for an opening. Campbell wreaking havoc in there. Big man trying to post up. Can't do anything there as Aki took him down, and good job to tiptoe that line, but nothing doing as it's Jonah Beam. He'll put the brakes on, triple teamed, and still has it. Manages to get the flip, and they'll work it down deep in that corner to Sutherland on that right side. Campbell, chin strap on, backhand pass, wasn't a good one. Jermitsky, though, bails him out. Tries to go to the dunk. How about Clayton read that one, though? Had the stick turned upwards and saved a goal. Express now with a full clock here. We'll see if they work some time. Chellen's going to let it go. Just as effective right there as Michael Chellen pockets his second of the game, and it's a big one for the Express. Brampton getting the timely markers when they need it.
That's a beautiful shot. Absolute well-placed shot. Wasn't one of those where he wound up and he just took his time and placed it.
Well, you can pick 3 things: pockets, locks, and corners. And that one was definitely a corner. Express trying to get it over the timeline, and hard to dispute that 8 seconds, but
I didn't think they had possession of it behind the net.
Well, and that's the thing. You can follow the shot clock, but it's the manual count of the officials that matters. Angus trying to work his size to get inside. Q now looking for an opening. 10 on the shot clock. Q had his shirt grabbed, no call on the play. And the Express now looking to move it up. Horsley, he'll dump it off. Gage board now, and the rest of the offense will go to work. Postma turning the corner, gets it. Clayton, good shoulder save, rebound, board. Wrong stick side, tried to get it over to Joffroy. And couldn't connect. And now it's Prince, wrong stick side. He's going to peel out of that and get it to Renault. Under 5.5. Renault. And this is going to get blown down. Looks like we're going to have a penalty call in the play. Mark Smith and Joel Furman having a bit of a conference.
I'll tell you what, Brock Boyle may not be very big, but he's not a guy you really want to tick off because he is as strong as an ox.
Certainly doesn't back down from anything.
Uh-uh.
And if something's going down, you can bet he's going to be in the middle of it, just deciding here what this, if anything's going to result here.
I still haven't got a clue what's going on down here.
Well, I'm not quite sure. Conference now. We're just waiting to see here what exactly is transpiring as. So there's 5 minutes now on the clock. And net's empty for the Express. There's no delayed penalty, but they just do a switch. So Nagy's back in now. Jeffroy will slide out. And a good give and go right off the face mask of Clayton. Gives a fresh clock to Brampton. Campbell looking to set a screen. Jeffroy going for the dive, and that's a crease call. And here goes Agus. Agus on the run, couldn't find him as he was steamrolling up the middle, and it's Q. Q, good hesitation move, ducks into a double team. Chellin, good job of getting out of that, zips it over. And that pass, not what you're looking for, as there's only 2 goalies out there. So if you take one of those, trying to see who it is. Looks like Van Scheppen. Mark Van Scheppen, look, he took that overhand right off the leg area. Could have been inside thigh, which
I'm hoping it was inside thigh. Believe me, I'm hoping it was inside thigh.
You know, you got to be a little more optimistic than that, you know. I think based on the sound, it sounded like flesh. So it sounded like it may have caught him in the leg area. And yeah, you can say, boy, that's going to hurt tomorrow, but that hurts right now. So you take a look here.
I'd like to be a little fly on a wall because he's probably coming out with some choice ones.
So here's the shot here, and yeah, right inside.
Ouch!
Looks like right on the inside of the leg. Yes, it could have been worse, but boy, it could have been better too.
This is one time you really don't want to hear the words, "That's going to leave a mark."
You know we're on the air, right?
You know we're up here and he's down there, right?
Good to see. Good to see him up on his own power. Right. As that's a stinger for sure. And so good to see him walk off on his own power.
Sort of.
Well, assisted, but we didn't have to wheel him off, so
no.
We'll take that.
Yes.
So again, net empty to get the ball in. And looks like Nagy will race back out into that net. Board in the offensive end. As we are under 4 minutes to go. Board trying to shed Angus. Does. Agus switch off on the rotation. Got to hurry, 5 on the shot clock. Clayton steered that one aside off a good overhand. And Shanahan picks it up. Seamus Shanahan, offensive rebound. Gives his team another chance here as time winding down. Of course, the Express trying to up their record to 2-0. Paris trying to pick up their first win of the season. This, of course, week 3. This just the second game for both teams diving, and Jerminski touched that crease area.
100% his foot was on that line.
And Q. Looking for room, gets it to Renault. Renault will swing it around. Campbell has it pop out of his stick, gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. Going to get ahead of steam, goes to the underhand, wide of the mark. And we're going to have a penalty here. And it's going to be on Duncan Carte as he got a little too handsy with Eddie Renault.
I think he was a little shocked that this got called.
Well, take a look here on that right side of your screen, and on the screen got the hands up high around the face area. So I say that's a good call. No look pass in the slot. Quick stick, good save by Nagy.
Also got a 5-minute major.
So a 5-minute major. That to the head area. And Paris now with an extended power play opportunity. And they are going to have to capitalize with 2.5 to go. Renault swings it around, no look. Trying to tuck that 5-hole, but Nagy, you can see, stick perfectly between the wickets. Nothing going through that. Board. So important for Brampton just to be smart here. You don't need to score. You don't want any more injuries.
Use your full 30. 5 seconds, dump the ball to the corner.
Weave in through traffic, will kick it back out. Sutherland under 10 on the shot clock. He's going to flip that up, and exactly as scripted, Blair, and they'll give it up. And now Paris will move it up. Under 2 minutes to go. Sliding over, Prince. Behind the net, they try that same play, and different result with Dawson as he tried to flip that top corner. Nothing doing, Nagy. And Nagy's a whole lot of goalie between those pipes for sure. Sutherland. Nolan Clayton comes out of his net. You know, he's never shy about getting in the action as he gets friendly up close and personal with Ryan Campbell. Paris all over that rebound. Dump it back. Q from point blank. Good save by Nagy, and Agus laying in that crease as he got checked from behind. And Brampton will pick up another penalty with 1:05 to go.
Illegal cross check. You can't lay the wood on these guys or the lumber on these guys when they're laying on the floor. You're going to get called for that every time.
You see Angus, yeah, just a check in the back. Easy call for the officials. So 5-on-3. If the net's empty, surprise it's not. 5-on-3. Just up, missed that. Prince gonna get another chance. Quick stick, Dawson, good save by Nagy. Into the final minute. Swinging around. Prince looking. Sidearm, and nothing doing. Nothing's found the 5-hole on Nagy here in this game. And Aki, he's going to have to work, use his speed. Splits 2, has it taken away. Back the other way.
That's interference.
And a good save by Nagy on Lemaire as Davis ran some interference. Now it's Chellin. Good job of rolling off a defender, and this one is going to be academic in a few seconds as the Brampton Express 10 seconds away from their second win of the season.
You can't put yourself in a position like that. Stay out at the top where you're wide open.
Clock winding down, and that buzzer's going to sound. And I'd have to agree with you, but a big win. 14-9 in favor of the Brampton Express as they pick up their second win of the season. The Paris Riverwolves will fall to 0-2. They, of course, are back in action, both these two teams, Sunday. And Blair, just some of your final thoughts before we wrap her up.
Well, I think the biggest thing that you go back to what was talked about by the coaches before the game, and the biggest thing Brampton did was they said we got to stay out of the penalty box. they get up against teams like Oshawa and some of them, even the team they're playing this weekend, they're going to be made to pay if they keep making their way to the sin bin all night long, because they just can't do it. I think from what I saw with Paris, I think Jamie Dubrick has a good nucleus. It's just going to take some time.
So time it is as we wrap up first game, week 3 in the Arena Lacrosse League. On behalf of my partner, Blair Campbell, JVI Productions, and the entire Arena Lacrosse League, I'm Lance Wynn. We'll see you tomorrow. Another 2 games on the sked.